everyone, my name is Mangesh Rahane and I will discuss Chapter 7, The Secret to Self-Control of the book Atomic Habits by James Clear. We are all well versed with the concept of discipline in our life. We are often told by our parents, teachers and well-wishers that a little bit of discipline in our life will help us establish a strong sense of self-control. The concept of self-control is very important when it comes to getting rid of bad habits like smoking, drinking, eating junk food, etc. The author says that when scientists analyze people who appear to have tremendous self-control, it turns out that these individuals aren't that different from the ones who are struggling. Rather, the disciplined individuals are better at structuring their lives in such a way that does not require them to have self-control and willpower. Thus, it means that they don't waste time in tempting situations. People with the best self-control are typically the ones who need to use the least. Hence, it is easier to practice the self-control when you don't have to use it very often. Motivation, perseverance, willpower are very important factors in the path to success. But instead of trying to become a more disciplined individual, you should focus on creating a more disciplined environment around you. The author also talks about a phenomenon called cue-induced wanting. It means that an external trigger causes a compulsive craving to repeat a bad habit. Once you notice something, you immediately want it. For example, if watching television makes you feel sluggish, you ultimately end up watching it more because you don't have the energy to do anything else. You feel bad, so you eat junk food, and when you eat junk food, you feel bad. The process is ongoing, often without us realizing it. The real truth is that you may successfully break a habit, but you can't forget it. Once the mental grooves of the habit have been carved into your brain, they are nearly impossible to remove entirely, even if they go unused for a while. In other words, simply resisting a temptation is an ineffective strategy. In short run, you may overpower your temptation to repeat a bad habit, but in the long run, you become a product of the environment that you live in. Thus, it is nearly impossible to constantly stick to positive habits even in a negative environment. Hence, the author prescribes a more reliable approach for the same problem. You should cut off the habits at the source by reducing your exposure to the cue that causes it. If you can't seem to get any work done, leave your phone in the another room for a few hours. If you are wasting too much time watching television, move your TV out of the bedroom. Or if you are playing too much video games, simply unplug the console and put it in the closet for a while. The practice is an inversion of the first law of behavioral change. Rather than making it obvious, you can simply make it invisible. So now we have come to the end of this chapter. So let's see what we have discussed so far. Firstly, the inversion of the first law of behavioral change is to make it invisible. Secondly, once a habit is formed, it is unlikely to be forgotten. Third, people with high self-control spend less time in tempting situations. And last but not the least, you can eliminate a bad habit by reducing your exposure to the cue that causes it. That's it from my side. Thank you guys.